Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. I made a video last week sometime about the WBC's decision to sanction Russian and Belarusian fighters because of Putin's war. And I basically, I won't rehash it all, but I said, look, sanctions do work against nations. The obvious example in my lifetime being sanctions against South Africa during the apartheid regime, which largely helped to bring down the apartheid regime. But I'm opposed to individual athletes being sanctioned because, for a number of reasons, they may not agree with their country's policies, and they may not agree with the war, or they may disagree with the war but have some grievances regarding the way that Russia has been treated. It's, in short, it's not, there is wiggle room to sort of debate international politics, geopolitics, without saying that you agree with actually taking military action. So, and also, of course, the WBC are claiming that they are the moral arbiter, and people have to sort of adhere 100% presumably to what they're saying. Otherwise, fighters are sanctioned. The ones that are not sanctioned are the ones that live in other countries and can appeal and make a sort of lobby the WBC to be allowed to fight. Now, I talked a bit about that, but let's look at it from a fan's perspective. Because a couple of days ago, I saw something, I read an article about boycotting the Qatar World Cup because Qatar has, an atrocious human rights record, as Human Rights Watch and Amnesty International will tell you. It's a terrible, terrible, terrible system, and people building some of these stadiums that the football matches are going to take place in. Some people died making those. And it was basically slave labour or wage slave labour. They might have been bunged a few quid, or the equivalent of. But basically, they were dealing with we're dealing with a regime that is medieval and does not really belong in the civilized world. And my immediate reaction to this article was, yeah, fuck it. I'm not bothered about the World Cup. I mean, I like a game of football, but I'm purely a casual fan. But yeah, ban the World Cup. Qatar, a bunch of scumbags, run that country. Let's make a stand. And then, of course, I got to thinking, well, the United Arab Emirates has an atrocious human rights record. But there I am watching boxing matches that take place there. And yes, I wish they weren't taking place there, and I'm very much on the side of people that make criticisms against those matches taking place there. But I watch them. So let's say I did boycott the World Cup and said, no, I'm not watching any of the matches. Does that make me a hypocrite? Well, yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? I mean, I can't sit here and deny that, So this argument, well, my opinion on the argument that you can separate politics from sport and the two shouldn't mix, and I've always said no, you can't go over there and play a football match or box in a country that that has an atrocious human rights record. This sort of sports washing, as they call it, is a very, very common thing. We need to all boycott these regimes. And if I was a boxer or a footballer, I wouldn't play over there. I genuinely wouldn't. I don't care how much money's on the table, because I'm not for sale. But I can't dismiss, as a fan, I can't dismiss that argument fully, because, as I've just said, I have watched boxing matches that take place in these territories. And if they held a boxing match in Qatar, like a major event or a major card, would I watch it? I probably would. I probably would. I mean... so I don't know. Give me your thoughts on this, on your stance on this issue, because I'm very interested to see, or to hear rather, and read what your opinion is, because it's a hard one and it's a tough one. If you find something morally repulsive, and let's be honest, there's plenty about boxing that is morally repulsive. The you know, the PED thing, the fact that people can end up walking on their heels, or the fact that people die, they're left in comas. I mean, this is all stuff that, I mean, if we heard that someone was in a coma, we'd go, oh my God, you know, that's terrible. I hope they're all right and hope they get better. And yet here we are, you know, supporting a sport that is about hitting people in the head, not exclusively, but you can hit them to the body or you know, score points. But it's a dangerous, dangerous sport. So let me know your opinion about the moral side of things. I'm very interested in the psychology of people, I always have been. I'm very interested in people's moral stances. Do you think sport and politics should not mix? Do you think that you can't really separate the two, because the bigger picture is obviously beyond football or boxing? It is the bigger picture by definition. Let me know what you think. Give me your opinions. I'm very interested to read them. Thanks for listening. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and like the video if you liked it. But I'm looking forward to reading what you've got to say. So leave your comments below. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.